Hey, this is Chris, keeping it real movie review time. Except it's not a movie review, it's a trailer review because the movie's not out yet. Very interesting movie coming up called Pig. It has Nicolas Cage in it. Watched the trailer. It doesn't provide a whole lot of clues to what the movie's about, but I've been listening to some morning radio, and the hosts were trying to figure out if this was something that was supposed to be funny or serious or what was it, and then we find out it's rated R, and so it must be a serious movie, and so you're thinking about Pig, and basically the overall plot is that Nicolas Cage plays this, I guess, ex-chef living out in the wilderness in Oregon with his truffle pig. These pigs are good at finding truffles, which are rather valuable, as I understand it. And so one day somebody comes and takes his pig, and then he goes on a search for the pig, and so that's about all the material it's about all the information you get from the trailer. So I was thinking about that premise. There is a little bit of exposition in the trailer where Nicolas Cage's character is talking about being a chef, fixing food for people that he never really knows, and how nobody really knows him. It's like he's just a chef in the back. I mean, I don't want to be overly dramatic about it, but that's what it seems like. It's that's the basic thing. And so I was thinking about what if has this movie been somehow instigated by the pandemic, because we know that. So here's my take, and it might be totally right, it might be totally wrong, but I think this movie has been triggered by the pandemic. We all know that the restaurant industry has been the hardest hit. There probably are many other I'm not trying to say nobody else has suffered, but certainly restaurants were closed down for quite a while. And when you think about a restaurant, you go into a restaurant, who do you see? Well, you see the wait staff, and you might see a manager from time to time, but the person you don't see is the chef. The chef's just back there cooking. I don't believe I have ever actually met a chef at a restaurant. Now, I've met chefs from restaurants, but they were restaurants that I was working to build, and so I got to know them, during the latter phases of getting everything finished and making sure they had everything they needed to open their business. But as far as just going into a restaurant and actually getting to know a chef, never have. And I don't think that the cooks at McDonald's count, right? Even at McDonald's, when I worked there, we were not really in contact with the public, but we could see the public and they could see us, and they, if somebody came in, we could say, hey, how are you doing? And blah, 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 like that. And I know there's a lot of small, like diner type of places where, you come into a counter and the chef's like right there. But I think we're talking about in this movie, like a more upscale kind of a place where the chef's way back in the kitchen somewhere, and your only interface is with the wait staff or maybe a manager. So that I think when he talks about not ever getting to know anybody, no one knows him, that's kind of the situation we're talking about. And then of course the pandemic hits, and he doesn't have a job anymore. I mean, all these chefs just kind of didn't have any more work. And even if an establishment was able to open carry-out only, you're not going to get much work, and so the kitchen staff's going to be cut. And so I think this is a guy who's has gone through this, and he said, well, screw it, I'm just going to go live out in the woods. Maybe not the first choice I would make, but on the other hand, I'm not trying to put myself in his fictional shoes, right? And so he finds himself out in the woods, and his only friend, the only companionship he has, is his pig. And of course, we know that pigs are highly intelligent. I mean, they're just as smart as dogs are. I mean, so it's not like, it's not when we go slop the truffle pig every day, to make sure it's fed and then go back inside to our warm and comfy interior. I mean, it seems to me like this pig was a little bit more than just a pig. It was a companion. And so when this companion is taken from him, it's kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back, and he's going to do whatever it takes to get the pig back. And it sounds silly on the surface, doesn't it? I mean, I'll go get my pig now. The tagline is, I don't even remember what the tagline is. Something like, I'm looking for my pig, or something like that. And everybody's making fun of it. But still, you can see that this guy's kind of been marginalized. He's not gotten any recognition for a lot of good work. And now that this is where he is, and so that's like my basic premise of where the movie. How the movie's evolved and how it's going to go. Now, how it ends, I have no idea. I mean, it's rated R, so I don't know. It's like it seems a bit extreme, but we don't know any other backstory except for what's in the trailer. And so, but I just thought I would bring my English skills to bear, my literary skills to try to figure out this movie, and I think I'm going to watch it, absolutely, because I want to know what happens. They call that, these trailers, sometimes trailers, and that's my only worry. My only worry is this trailer doesn't really, man, that truck's loud. This trailer really doesn't convey what the movie's about, and we all have been screwed over by trailers, haven't we? So I hope that isn't the case. I hope the trailer is actually leading us in the direction that I've just laid out. We're going to find out. I think it comes out at the end of July or something like that. Or maybe it was the end of June. I don't know. But, yeah, I'm going to watch it. Absolutely, because it's an original story, at least. It's not like, now, if they do Pig Part 2 or Pig Part 3, I'm going to get a little bit tired of it. Kind of like I'm tired of Avengers and Justice League and all the other, John Wick, all the other, hey, can we not have an original as Star Trek? Don't get me started, because I've already gone far enough. All right, so, what do you think? Is a story about a man having his pig stolen something worth making a movie about? I guess we're going to find out, right? We are going to find out. There's some basic human elements involved, such as, the feeling of belonging, the sense that I need some acknowledgement somewhere in my life, even friendship, the relationship between human beings and their pets. All kinds of good stuff there. It could be an absolute gold mine, or it could be a lead mine. I don't know. We'll find out. All right, you have any questions or comments, leave them in the section below, like and subscribe. And no, I'm not kidding about anything I've just said. Like and subscribe, we appreciate when you do, and we'll see you